Live right now.
All right, clap it up. Clap it up. All right, Shalom Israel. Y'all about to see me talking about the Tumbar brothers. Y'all small like I'm about to see me outside all the sisters. We are the I.S.U.P.K, the Israelite School Universal Practical Knowledge, established in 1969. 1 West, 125th Street, led by Commander General YAHANNA. We are not affiliated with any organization. We are coming live from the Twin Cities, Minnesota School. As always, you should check into I.S.U.P.K.com. Hit the contact button, scroll down to find your region, get in contact with that school, get involved with them. This way you can keep a better grasp and be closer, to the community that you're trying to serve, that you're trying to function. All right, today we're gonna start out, as I always like to start out, with Zephaniah chapter 2, verse 1. One of my personal favorite scriptures to bring out, because this is something that a lot of people they talk about, but they don't really put into practice. It's a very fundamental mechanism in building a nation, and especially when you talk about a nation like ours, like Israel, so-called Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians, who've been scattered around, who've been beat down for hundreds and hundreds of years by all different types of oppressors. In order to heal that, in order to start mending those scars and to start fixing those problems, alongside with keeping the law, statutes, commandments, brotherhood is absolutely paramount to healing the nation. We got them problems amongst each other. The problems that sisters got amongst themselves, the problem that brothers got amongst themselves. We got millions of us in jail right now. Granted that there's brothers and sisters in there that are innocent, that got set up, that got 25 years for. There was one story recently that was brought out. Before they got 25 years for a gram of crack, but then this who had gotten busted for having they call statutory rape with a 5-year-old girl. He got so like I gotta look that up, but you got to stop on the wrist. He didn't get much more than probation.
Oh, so like, is this the devil?
Kind of.
Oh, okay.
Some old dude too, man. Some old devil, some old beast. This man must have been like 50, 60 something years old. And they call it statutory rape with a 5-year-old child. With a 5-year-old little girl, man. That's the type of people that we living under. That's the type of captivity that we in, where they can get convicted. That man got convicted, but he didn't get much more than probation. It's like, I gotta look at the story again. I just saw this recently on that news break.
Oh yeah, yeah.
But then they had compared that to the story with a brother who actually might have been shared on Facebook too. But it got compared to a story with a brother who got busted and convicted for selling 1 gram of crack, and he got 25 years for that. Now that's still not condoned by any church of the means. We ain't no criminals, man. We ain't supposed to be living that kind of lifestyle. But under this oppressive nature of this beast that we gotta grovel and jump through hoops to live amongst, it's there's no balance here. There's no justice system. There's no human resource department that you can go to. And as much as they try to be politically correct and people across the board and trying to try to make it appear like we all got the same options in life, like we all got the same chance to win, to be successful. It's really a slap in the face. And
right.
When they're the ones back in the 50s and 60s, we weren't doing this shit to each other. The games, the street games that we know today, they didn't start developing until the 60s and 70s when I can't remember what it was called, and don't blank on it. In Chicago, when they had first started letting young black men police the community, and they would give them guns, and they would give them the badge, tell them go, police the hood. So they would, and in doing so, they end up making some enemies amongst their own people.
Right.
and it started building up to the point where like right before that bubble popped, those white cops that gave them the authority to do it took their badge, said you ain't got the authority to do this no more. But they left the guns.
Right.
They left the guns. They left the
Guns.
drugs. So them brothers now that were known for being police officers, what have you. That again were only allowed to police in black communities. They couldn't go to the white side of the neighborhood and police them. You couldn't be a black man or a Hispanic brother and go lock up some white boy. Yeah, but you can do it to your own people. You can lock up a black Hispanic sister or brother, and so they're given the authority at one time, give them the resources to do it, and then they stripped them of the authority, but they left the guns. So now you got problems that escalated between individuals and neighborhoods and families, where one side was halfway protected because they had a law on their side. Again, once that protection was taken away from them, now you just left in the open. So a lot of that back and forth, like that's how a lot of things in Chicago started popping up, and like brothers was just trying to protect their block. They was trying to protect their families. But when the drug epidemic hit, prior to the 60s and 70s, we didn't have crack in the neighborhoods like that at all. I don't think that. That's like it. I wasn't thinking till later on. But mechanisms that were used to fuel a war amongst ourselves, that stuff. The devil doing his job, and he's been damn good at it. Got to give him his credit. He's been putting in a lot of hard work to destroy our people and keep us broke down like that. And again, he's been at it. He refused. Okay. And we see the evidence of that. We see the leftover scraps that we've just been thrown to, and we still magically somehow still think that we've got a voice in this kingdom, and we avoid interacting with each other on the real important issues. It's bigger than the politics. It's bigger than the right to vote. Our ancestors didn't die for the right to vote. Our ancestors just died. Our ancestors were just murdered. Like, you had a lot of people that weren't for that. They understood that their voice was not going to get heard. Being counted as 3/5 of a man, and then, the slavery being abolished, quote unquote, for the benefit of the North or the South. That it was a political move so that the North could gain control. Like that's all it was. They didn't have you in mind. They didn't have your families in mind. They didn't have, the well-being of your children in their hearts. But we got this imagination that we were doing it. We were doing it for some righteous reason. That there was some gold at the end of that rainbow, for just waiting for us, because we had gone through so much for so long, and at some point there's gotta be a reason for it. There's gotta be a reward for all the sacrifice that we put in. When we was just being sacrificed, we were just sacrificing ourselves, sacrificing our energy, and giving our love to everybody else. When in Zephaniah 2:1 it says gather together, talking to us, about us, not gather together with your alderman, with your 6th district police chief, unless that's a brother, unless that alderman is a brother. But even then, people in those situations, they're not going to give up their way of life, the comforts that they enjoy in this world, because they think, how would I say this? Being involved in politics, they think that, again, they're going to change the way things are being run in real life. When in real life, I'm hoping that they're going to catch the hint sooner or somehow that's all a lie, that's all a joke. They ain't going to change anything. You're not going to get those results that you know, when you got sworn in the office that you was trying to uphold, and you're going to bring peace and justice and prosperity to the ghetto, like, because you're a politician, because you're a senator, because you're a statesman or something like that. That don't matter. The people that are really running the show, like, they're not going to let you actually make a positive difference in the community, right? And especially on a big scale too, like, you know, if you have a positive impact at like a Boys and Girls Club or something like that, or your local high school basketball team, you know, in the hood, like that's one thing. Those are things like that side. But if you actually start making positive changes abroad in Black, Hispanic, and Native Indian communities, like, they're gonna start catching on to that, and they're gonna kick your ass out of office. You're not gonna last in that game. What we have to do is gather together. Yea, gather together, O nation not desired. Let's talk about a specific group of people. Let's not talking about everybody and their mom. That, you know, there's some people that just ain't gonna be a part of this. And that's a hard thing for a lot of other people to understand, you know, because they got family members that they would have loved to bring into this, that they would have loved to have, you know, brought into the fold or something, but this just ain't for them. This is for us though. It's for us, and as small and, you know, defeated as we might seem to the majority of the people out there watching, just keep watching. Just keep watching. I mean, it's nothing for us to say this is the home of the truth. It's nothing for us to say our precious, the devil that the Bible speaks of, and his kingdom is going to fall, and our kingdom will get established under the Most High in Christ.
Right, that's right.
And have that confidence in it. We see how this tide is turning, and we're gathering together. You know, we can butt heads all day long. That's fine. Man up and come to the table, though. Have that conversation. If you got to get checked, take the check. Shut your mouth and follow the orders, though.
Right.
And again, it's a difficult concept for a lot of brothers and sisters to understand. And like, I get it. Like, you've been struggling forever. You're tough. Mm-hmm. You know, you're a grown ass man. You're a grown ass woman. You can't nobody tell you what to do. I understand. Shut your mouth and follow the orders, though. You can still be that grown ass woman and that grown ass man. You can still be tough as hell. Ain't nothing wrong with that. Bring that energy to the table to help fix the community and the conditions of your people. All that hard-headedness, you know, there's some walls that we got to break down. We could use that hard head, you know, charge through it. You know, but come to the table, come to a sit down, come to an event, man. We got the Midwest Fire Weekend coming up, man. July 22nd through the 24th in Chicago.
That's right.
The Big Priest, Cal Marquardt, the Midwest Monster Mayhem. Like, you come sit down with the brothers, get to know the brothers. You got an issue, no sweat. Talk about it with your brothers. But you got to understand, this is a dictatorship. This life right here is a dictatorship. It comes with rules and regulations. It comes with rank and order. We got a job to do. And while everybody wants to complain about views or Yiddish or Yao Ming, whatever, like y'all got some of these fantastical complaints that isn't going to do anything to benefit the people. We have practical applications in place today, right now, all across the earth that benefits and serves the needs of the people of this body, of our communities. That's the job that we're tasked with. Everybody else, man, like y'all collecting like spiritual unemployment with this, with all your Facebook views and all your YouTube channel views. Like, I don't know what it is about some of them that get the attraction or that even get entertained. It's exhausting, damn near, trying to even ignore some of y'all people, man. Like, there's so many of them. Just shut your mouth and follow the orders. Gather together, O nation not desired. You got a problem with the UPK, you got a problem with Commanding General YAHANNA, General behind me, Captain Tazariak and all them brothers, Captain Coppers, no sweat. Come talk about it. But do it like, be a man about it. Be a brother about it. Like we ain't out here to physically, have a physical altercation with nobody. But we ain't no punks neither. So, we can keep it on a peaceful plane. And we can still have a verbal exchange. Like the lives that we came from, like, don't nobody expect you to be soft spoken. You got something to say it with your chest. That's fine. But bring that to the table, man. You got a lot of people that got some funky ideas about what's supposed to be going on. These one brothers talking about this wilderness, how so they got a plan for about 5 years down the road about how they're going to get some land and build up, I don't know, I guess a sanctuary or whatever the hell they trying to, the commune, Jim Jones, I guess, I don't know. For the remnant of Israel, after everything pops off. And, some of the verses that they use, Ezekiel 20 chapter, Ezekiel chapter 20 verses 34 through 38 is what this one brother quoted in particular.
I'll grab it for you.
Right, what?
What is it? Ezekiel 20 and what?
Ezekiel 20 Ezekiel chapter 20 verses 34 through 38.
All right.
Without understanding, the times that we live in, and how this thing is going to play out. Like the Bible does prophesy about how the end is going to happen and how the recovery is going to happen after that. But you got some people out there that got this theory about the wilderness and how we're supposed to flee from America or flee from whatever. And I guess that wouldn't apply to, if you're in the UK or if you're in Canada or if you're in Mexico or if you're in South America or if you're scattered abroad in Australia. I guess it wouldn't apply to that. But supposedly, you're supposed to flee to the wilderness. And I'm guessing at some point the Most High is going to tell them, where to go. And, you're supposed to, you're going to be reestablishing the kingdom there, again in the wilderness, out of the hands of the oppressor, and I don't know how the hell they think that they're going to be out of the reach of these devils. I don't know if they know, but we got some technology in place today called damn satellites. There ain't no place you can go that they cannot find you. And especially if you're going to buy a plot of land, there's going to be a paper trail behind that, man. They're going to know where you are. And then you think inside your head that you're building this for the remnant of Israel. You don't even know how many people that's going to be. That remnant, I mean, listen, who knows? It could be 5 people at the end of the day. It could be 2 or 3 left at the end of the day, as far as that remnant. It could be 100. Could be 1,000, could be 100,000, could be 1,000,000. But you actually think that you're gonna be able to supply everything for that everybody that's left over, they're gonna be able to come, maybe catch a lift or something like that, come find you in the sticks, and now y'all safe, now y'all good to go. That is dumb as hell. Our people are out here. We in the wild. We in the wilderness right now. It's like, if you could. So, 34.
Ezekiel chapter 20, verse 34. And I will bring you out from the people, and will gather you out of the countries wherein ye are scattered with a mighty hand.
And that's what they say. You know, that we're gonna be taken out of the countries in which we are scattered. How are they gonna get here from Australia? How are they gonna get here from the west coast of Africa? How are they gonna get here from the steppes of the Russian mountains? When it pops off like that, we're not gonna have the assistance of planes, trains, and automobiles like that to be able to catch a ship, to cross over the ocean. If that wilderness is even talking about a plot of land in North Central and South America.
Right.
Like, I've never seen any biblical prophecy indicating where that land is supposed to be. Maybe I missed it. I'll keep on in class.
Okay.
Looks like it continue.
Come. With a mighty hand and with a stretched out arm and with fury poured out.
Like, this ain't gonna, like, you're not gonna just be able to walk through. Like, bridges are gonna be collapsed. Buildings are gonna be toppled over. The streets are gonna be lined with debris and cars set on fire and everything just gonna be dead out there. You ain't gonna just sit there and walk all willy-nilly from point A to point B. So that, the areas that we're scattered in, this is where we're gonna rebuild. Us up here, like, we're not gonna at straws and you know looking for any answer that seems suitable. Back up. All right, come on, sir, if you could.
Ezekiel chapter 20, verse 35. And I will bring you into the wilderness of the people, and there will I plead with you face to face.
Which is not necessarily a good thing.
Right.
T.D. Jason's gonna want to get pled with.
Right.
He ain't gonna want to be there in the wilderness with you.
Right.
Creflo Dollar ain't gonna stand there and get checked. When the Most High was pleading with us in the Exodus, we were coming out of Egypt in that wilderness, like the people were terrified. They were scared. They told, listen, Moses, man, like you go deal with it. We'll listen to you. You go deal with it. And they were again coming out of the captivity. It's understandable that we're going through an identity crisis, and that people want to. They've got their individual perspectives on it, and they want to be the man, or they got a grand idea. Listen, if you got a good idea like that, no sweat. Pool the resources. Let's put it into play. If you got something to help the people out, generally help the people out. No sweat. Otherwise, when the Most High comes to plead with us, there's gonna be a lot of people that they ain't gonna like that news. They're not gonna wanna they're not gonna want to be in that wilderness no more.
Right.
And again, you're gonna look to a leader to go deal with this for you. No sweat. That leader is Commanding General YAHANNA, who's been doing this since I think like the 80s. With him personally, at least. I mean, since '69 with the I.S.U.P.K. But
okay, he's there.
I think he was in it like even before I was born, like early '80s, mid '80s or something. Like he been putting in that work for more than a little bit. Like y'all need to get off your high horse and just respect the rank and order.
Right.
You would listen to your father. You listen to your uncle. You listen to your big brother. You got a man over here. Like take his title aside from him. You got a brother who loves you enough to correct you, loves you enough to lead you with what's the word I'm looking for?
Say it again.
I'm using the word sincerity. I mean that is the right way to put it, but with a genuine care, with a genuine concern for the conditions of the people, and who's smart as hell, and who knows, like you'd actually have to listen to the man to understand where he's getting all this from, because like that brother is a genius. That brother right there, he is sharp. He ain't gonna lead you wrong. Right. He ain't gonna tell you do a wrong thing. Like he ain't telling those sisters go sell your body for an 8 ball and then pay your tithes with that. And,
right.
Like abort your babies or sell your kid for some money so that you can have this cookout. Like he's gonna be a father to you. He's gonna be a brother to you. That's what we build here. So now you take an individual like that who's been heading the charge for a long time. You can put your trust in this man.
Right.
Again, don't take my word for it. You'd actually have to get involved and see for yourself. But again, you start off small. Go to I.S.U.P.K.com. Look up, whatever city, states you're in. You'll find the closest school near you. Give them a call. Watch one of the classes. Come to an event. Ask them questions. Get, be personable with it too. Like it ain't like some stuffy Catholic or Jehovah's Witness outfit. Like we just like you, man. We coming from the same ghettos and barrios and on the reservations and from the same world that y'all was living in. It's It's about that time, man. Gather together. We in that wilderness. And when the Most High comes pleading with you and you ain't got the answers for it no more, I mean, you're gonna turn to somebody for the guidance. We're trying to give it a heads up, man. Like you can come home and it'll be all right. Just shut up about everything else and just come on with it. A lot of us had to do that too. A lot of us had problems with the principles or the standpoint of the U.P.K. and the dominance that the leaders showed, that your camp leaders showed, that the captains and the generals had. Almost to the point where we would say that they're arrogant about it, but they was right. Everything that they said was right. It just it didn't come all soft serve and with roses and ice cream. It came with a deep voice from a brother with some braids and some leather boots and some big old spikes coming off his war belt. It comes from brothers like that, some roughnecks. Men are supposed to be a little rough. That's okay. You want to be a pretty boy, like there's a lot of purple out there to wear. And ain't nobody gonna stop you from it. Like that's the life that you want to lead, no sweat. Family and it's much, I can kind of laugh and chuckle about it, but it's kind of heartbreaking, man. How many different directions people are going in without guidance, without somebody actually protecting them, without having a shepherd, without having a leader, without having that father that actually cares about you. And I wouldn't let nothing bad happen to you.
Right.
But your dumb ass is in jail because you didn't listen to your father. It's that repeating cycle. They call it recidivism, where that revolving door. You get out of a bad spot, you go back in. You get out of jail, you go back in. You get off drugs, you back on drugs. And again, I get it, the oppression, the degradation, the humiliation that our people have had to suffer. It's like if you could.
Yeah, I got you. Ezekiel chapter 20, verse 36. Like as I pleaded with your fathers in the wilderness of the land of Egypt.
So again, that wilderness that people are talking about, and when you want to bring up this verse as a precept for you got to remember that wilderness of the land of Egypt. Right. You just coming out of Egypt. You didn't go that far between Egypt and Israel. It's not, it's not like a whole continent span away. You didn't flee to some place that couldn't get touched by another nation. We were still stuck between different oppressive nations. We were still between a rock and a hard place. That's why we were scattered in that wilderness. Because if we went too far north, now we in Esau's backyard.
Right.
We go back too far south, we still in the land of Ham. Like, where do you think you're gonna go that they cannot catch you?
Right.
You gotta buy the land from somebody. You don't think that they're gonna keep tabs on that? That there's gonna be property taxes and OSHA might have to come through to make sure that your buildings are proper. You're gonna have to get resources and materials, construction equipment brought in. Again, there's going to be a paper trail. You're not going to be able to build a fortress against America. Look at these bastards. They ain't got to leave their damn house. All they got to do is send some drones after you. And they could bomb the... It's like I was going to slip of the tongue. They going to bomb the hell out of you. But you think that, all right, the Most High told us we got to, flee to the wilderness so that we can build the kingdom. This is a big place. And I'm just looking out the window right now. We're up here in St. Paul, Minnesota. There's a lot of ground to cover, man. There's a lot of people out there. that ain't gonna be able to just drop what they're doing and follow your lead because you're telling them you got, a safe place in Neverland. It's, lie to yourself, but don't lie to the people like that, man. And if you think you're right, I mean, again, Lord be with you and yours, but don't drag nobody else down with you.
Right.
Because half these people that are talking about this, I mean, they got some other ill-conceived concepts about not only the structure, but like they can't even agree amongst themselves. Now we might have some carnal issues. It's like, what's the best phone? The best phone in the market.
Android, iPhone.
Android, iPhone. That's as far as the arguments go. Who's the best basketball player? I don't even watch that shit either. But like those type of a breaking of the structure of the leadership of the school. It's not gonna go that far. A lot of y'all, man, like y'all don't agree with each other like on nothing. Like who's gonna run the who's gonna be in charge in the wilderness?
Right.
You're not gonna have a committee because then you're gonna have to start voting on things, and people are gonna be they're gonna be divided on that too. You might got 6 people that want the main lodging, over here to the left, and then the other people gonna sit there and bitch and moan about how it should be on the right. And that's how those little splits start developing. But you think you're gonna lead the nation like that? No. It's a lot. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I've just seen enough of the bullshit to kind of be able to smell what's going on here. We've seen so many people, run away from home, try to start their own thing, and the damage that it leaves behind. Again, that sister, Joy Morgan, the way that she was left unprotected and led down that dark alley. Like that is shameful of their leadership.
Right.
That is a damn shame of those brothers who left her in that condition. Sloppy. Good. Continue.
That's good. Verse 36. Like as I pleaded with your fathers in the wilderness of the land of Egypt, so will I plead with you, saith the Lord God. Verse 37. And I will cause you to pass under the rod, and I will bring you into the bond of the covenant.
Like, in a sense, that's kind of what we've been saying. Like, shut up, follow the orders.
Right.
Like when he pleads with you, he's not coming with flowers and candy. This is not a Build-A-Bear. Like he will cause you to pass under the rod. Like you're gonna get checked. You're gonna get set straight. Bring you to the bond of the covenant. Again, there's gonna be a lot of people out there that don't want to follow suit. You're going to follow suit. Just like get mentally and spiritually prepare yourself for that. You are going to get in line one way or another. Don't let it be that you gotta get passed by that rock. Don't let it be that he gotta come plead with you. The way he pleaded with our fathers coming out of Egypt. Because I don't know if y'all know the story about that, but when the Levitical priesthood got set up and he saw the people still disobeying and worshiping idols and sleeping with heathen nations, they got put to death. Mm-hmm. And that nation got checked. The Most High was about to kill everything and just make a nation from Moses. Moses did something that you bastards would never have the heart to do, pleading with the Most High. For you. Not for you to make a break-off group. Not for you to run away when your people need you now. I think this brother was the one brother that I got into with about this topic was coming out of Texas. I can't remember what city, but you got brothers in Texas. You got sisters in Texas that need aid, that are out there on drugs, that are aborting their children, that are on stripper poles, that are being molested, that are being taken advantage of, that are being thrown in jail, getting slammed on the cement on their cars by this devil. And you're gonna leave them behind because you think you got a plan for a few years down the road that you're gonna run to the wilderness and build a commune in some safe place, some safe refuge for the people. They need you now.
Right.
They need you today. They needed you yesterday. They're gonna need you tomorrow because y'all shining back that this kingdom still stands. Until this kingdom is brought to ashes, we got work to do. We in the wilderness. The game has started, like the clock's been going. And like y'all taking a step backward, man. You're going in the wrong direction. The fight's over here. It's not that way. It's like if you can continue though. You got a little more on that?
Time. Verse 38. And I will purge out from among you the rebels, and them that transgress against me, I will bring them forth out of the country where they sojourn, and they shall not enter into the land of Israel, and ye shall know that I am the Lord.
If you're doing something against the law, stop. Don't wait until how would I say, don't wait until he has to send YAHANNA back. Because when that day comes, you will not be happy with it. You're going to be purged from amongst the people because you're transgressing against the Father. You're going to get kicked out of the country. You, your family, everybody that you came with. We got to get in order now. We got to gather together now. We got to fix these issues and at least address them again. Bring it to the table. Gather together, O nation, not desire. We ain't got to get along like that. You don't want to play poker with us next Thursday? Fine. But shut up, come to the table, and let's discuss it. We ain't got to be Facebook friends, but you're still an Israelite. You're still so-called Black, Hispanic, or Native Indian. So we still got a love for you, and you should be reciprocating that. And at least have the courage and the discipline to have that conversation. I don't care what dialect you speak. I don't care if you think we're living on the disc. I don't care if you're Old Testament only. You know that the Bible says this, especially in the Old Testament. That's in Zephaniah up there. whooping your ass.
Right.
And you should have enough sensibility and what's the word I'm looking for? Intelligence to be able to lead your women right. I'm man. See some men getting whooped by their women, like good night. Good night, getting whooped by their woman.
Right.
Getting stabbed up, getting shot up by your woman. It's brutal out there, man. Get it, especially if you're an effeminate man. If you ain't got the stones to stand on to stand on your household and lead your woman, you know she gonna end up running you. You're gonna end up being a lesbian. Shit, it's weird out there, man. So like, we're gonna check out Matthew. What Matthew was saying. Actually, what Yahawashi was telling to Matthew about where is it? Verse 24 and verse 3. As he sat upon the Mount of Olives, the disciples came unto him privately, saying, tell us, when shall these things be? And what shall be the sign of thy coming and of the end of the world? Verse 4. And Yahawashi answered and said unto them, take heed that no man deceive you. You got a lot of liars out there. You may say, I mean, we're liars too. Okay. All right, yeah, you got us. We called us on. We're busted. We're busted. Prove it though. Like show it. Show how every effort, every damn breath and minute that we put into this, every ounce of blood, sweat, and tears that we put into this, how are we lying to you? It's like, you good?
No, it's like I was going to add on to what you were saying. The Bible does say, beloved, try every man's spirit.
Everything.
See what I'm saying? Just to see if they are according to what the Most High, or so like if they are a man of the Lord, so to speak.
Damn right.
In simple terms. Also, the Bible does say to prove all things.
Damn right.
See what I'm saying? Like if you're going to say something, you have to have, evidence to back it up. You can't just go from word of mouth.
Right.
You have to back up your information. And some people out there do not have the correct resources to what they're trying to say or what they are saying out there in like debates and things of that sort. That's why we always win our battles in I.S.U.P.K because we go back to the source,
right,
which is the Bible.
Right.
And then we go to other sources, which are, some of these books.
Right.
But it lines up with the Bible. That's why we can have other sources. You see what I'm saying? As long as it lines up with the Bible, it should be correct. Not everything in this book may be accurate, but some information is correct because it's saying the same thing that the Bible is saying. So there's truth in it. You know what I mean? So, you got to prove all things and you got to try every man's spirits. You feel me?
Right.
So,
that's right. Yeah. We're coming. And we welcome it.
Right.
We welcome, like we ain't got no problem with somebody questioning the methodology
and making up shit either.
Right. Yeah, like you can say whatever you want.
Right.
Like we've been select. I can't remember the brother's name. It's at the end of one of Captain Akkad's songs. But he was kind of given I don't know if he was in class or if he was on the street, but like you're dealing with a people that's already been destroyed, that's been through hell, that's been on drugs, that's been in prison, that's been jumped, that's been brutalized by the police, and every other imaginable offense. We've already been there. There's nothing else that y'all can do that's gonna move us. Like these are the type of men you would want to surround yourself with. They ain't gonna shake. They ain't gonna tremble. They ain't gonna be that reed shaking in the wind. They're not gonna be lukewarm. They're not gonna be sitting or riding the fence, trying to pick a side. If I'm gonna be your brother, or if I'm gonna, be his friend. You got the men here that already made up their damn minds. We picked the side. We made our election sure. Like it says in actually, it's like I'm gonna jump over to where is it? Then so like in 1 Corinthians chapter 6. But you're dealing with men that ain't gonna, they're not gonna jump ship. Like we're here. All right, yeah. 1 Corinthians chapter 6, verse 20. For ye are bought with a price. Okay, the UPK sold out, man. The UPK completely sold out. We've been bought. We've been bought up for a price. They named the right amount, just enough to get us to, sell our souls to the Most High. Verse 20, for ye are bought with a price. Therefore, glorify the Most High in your body and in your spirit, which are God's. We gave everything we got back over to the Most High. Just like in that one scripture that says, render unto Caesar that which belongs to Caesar. Right. And render unto God that belongs to God.
Right. That's also in Matthew.
Come. We sold out. We sold out to the Most High. We have been bought with a price. These brothers ain't going nowhere. You're not going to change our minds. No matter how many Google searches you do. Right. It's done. It's done. You got some people that made a deal with You got some people that made a deal with the Most High. He kept his bargain, we're going to keep ours. He gave us orders to do, we're going to do the job. He hired these men for a reason, for a damn good reason. Check their criteria. You want to challenge the spirit, you want to check that spirit, you're more than welcome to. That's why we, listen, that's why we say we're not affiliated with nobody else. This is why we got classes in every major city across the earth. This is why our public information is out there. At the end of some of the videos, you'll see the cities listed with the phone numbers.
Right.
And again, you can go to I.S.U.P.K.com and you can search it out. If you live in on the East Coast, if you live in Philly or something like that, you got a problem with something that a brother said out there, just give him a call, man. I think our number streams right on the page.
But if they want the number, you want it right now?
Yeah. Let me bust it out right now.
So just repeat after me: 612
524
9544.
For the Twin City School. Right now we are located in we're still working on and trying to find another location, something that might be able to meet the gap a little bit better between Minneapolis and Paul, and make it easier for people commuting. But that school in Minnesota, you can contact at any time.
Right.
Something, we will pick up that phone call. We'll call you back. Leave a text message. Leave a voicemail. Sorry, sir.
612 524
9544. 672 529 9544.
Wait, no. 612 524 9544.
44 caliber. Let's get it. But yeah, man, we bought out. We sold out. It's done. It's a wrap. We made our election sure. We chose our side. These brothers ain't gonna fail you. Right. But you gotta get involved to understand what this is. It's like, where was I before in Matthew? Like, 1 second to bring it back up. Matthew 24. All right. Take heed that no man deceive you. Verse 5. For many shall come in my name, saying, I am Christ, and shall deceive many. You got a lot of people out there that got the audacity to claim some grandiose title. You know, Commanding General YAHANNA didn't give himself that title. That was his rank when everybody jumped ship. He was just the last brother that stood his ground.
Right.
So he became the commanding general. It's like, yeah.
He held his position.
Damn right. He held his position.
Right.
Unflinching. When everybody, all his brothers turned their backs on the Most High and left him there alone. And now look what he did.
Right.
Look what that man. Verse 6. And ye shall hear of wars and rumors of wars. See that ye be not troubled. That don't scare us. Again, we've been through fights. We've been through the wars. Ain't nothing new. That's not going to change our position. Didn't change our side position. Didn't change the disciples' position. They didn't run to the wilderness and leave their people alone. They stayed put. And they led. They taught the people. They showed the difference between everything else and what they're supposed to be following. And get people off. Hurt some other people's feelings. Make some other people mad. But it didn't move them. It didn't move those brothers. They didn't say, all right, you know, this is getting hard. Well, I guess Judas, he punked up. He punked out. Peter had a moment. But they didn't leave. Well, I mean, Judas left. Yeah, I mean, Brother Hunter said. And that, you know, that's I would never want to wish death on a brother. You know, back in the world, I mean that was a bit of a different story, but coming into this truth and understanding what like true brotherhood actually is. Like what legitimate brotherhood is. You got brothers out there who are making a very poor and dangerous mistake. Following people that have no right to lead. That again, the sincerity is not there. The intelligence is not there. The follow through is not there. And they're going to get people killed. They're going to get people hurt. But, you know, when at the end of the day, we're going to find out who was right and who was wrong. I just hope y'all don't have to find out the hard way. I hope the Most High ain't got to plead with you like that. But we're going to hear wars and rumors of wars and see that ye be not troubled. For all these things must come to pass, but the end is not yet. But it pops off with China and Russia and America. You know, everybody thinks that, you know, running off and, you know, digging your, like an ostrich, putting your head into the ground or something like that. Like you're just gonna be able to avoid it. It's gonna bypass you because you got fringes in your pajamas, and you know you've been running the Christian church for 50 years, and you got a personal relationship with God, and you speak Yiddish, so you know you're covered, you're sanctified. There ain't nowhere you're gonna be able to run to that can't be touched. When Yahushua had when the Most High had sent the angels during the plagues in Egypt, we were in Egypt. You understand? He sent them angels into that same land. You know, but we had to put that lamb's blood over the door to signal, who we were, what house we was. Everybody else got murked. Everybody else who was not part of that, they got killed. They didn't leave out of anywhere. They didn't go run and hide thinking that they're going to find sanctuary in a cave. They stayed put, they shut their mouths, and they followed the order. If you think running to the wilderness in like northern Canada or some island off the coast of, Hawaii, or like in just some random, I'm not a seafaring individual, so maybe I don't know all the terms, but if you think you're gonna buy some plot of land that can't nobody finds you, that a bomb will go off and you're gonna be safe. Boy, they can drop a bomb on you too. It ain't in like the physical ramifications that this earth is gonna go through as a result of these wars that are gonna be popping off. Like, it's gonna be heavy, man. It's get your stop playing with this, man. Stop playing with this.
Look at the heart.
Verse 8, or Slack, verse 7. For nation shall rise against nation, and kingdom against kingdom, and there shall be famines and pestilences and earthquakes in diverse places. Like, when it pops off, like, again, they ain't no outrunning this. The only way you're gonna be safe is if you keep these law, statutes, commandments. You gather together with your brothers. You hold it down the way YAHANNA held it down, and you follow suit. You gotta. Some of y'all, you just gotta get over yourselves. It's not a healthy lifestyle. And just again, the people that you're gonna be leading behind you, how selfish you gotta be to do that to them. And then there might be some people out there that genuinely think that they are doing the right thing and that they're leading people in the right direction. You're gonna get people hurt. Just be with your own vain and pride, with your own vanity. You're gonna get these people hurt that you claim to love. Verse 8, all these are the beginning of sorrows. Verse 9, then they shall deliver you up to be afflicted, and shall kill you, and ye shall be hated of all nations for my name's sake. Now again, a lot of y'all think that the Most High is with you, because you're still alive. You got 1 million followers on Facebook, and your YouTube channel is running numbers. And maybe you got a good job, and you're living comfortably, and you got all these people that are listening to you. That don't mean nothing. Right. You had a lot of people that listened to Hitler. He had a good job. He had some money. And a lot of people that listened to Mussolini and Gaddafi and Saddam Hussein and Osama bin Laden and Biden and Donald Trump.
It's like, who's the dude that make everybody drink that Kool-Aid, but it was spiked with poison?
I think that's the Jim Jones dude.
Jim Jones. Yeah.
A lot of people listen to him.
Yeah.
I'm sure if we had Facebook back then, he would have had a lot of followers.
Oh yeah.
I don't think we would have had any mutual friends, but he would have had a good following probably.
So like, how many people did he convince to kill themselves?
Shit, there was a grip. There was a grip of them. Again, people listened to him. They took his word. They followed his orders, and lived how he told them to live. And guys, goddamn, what was his claim? That he was like Jesus Christ or something like that. So I think Charles Manson did something similar too. I think he tried to tell people that he was Jesus Christ. The son of Sam, and you got people that emulate those characters.
Yeah.
You got people that follow too, right behind him. Manson had a cult himself. Yeah. A lot of trying to It's like that.
It's like they call it a revolutionary suicide. He
There you
killed.
go.
He pretty much led to kill 909 individuals. Good night.
That's the size of like some of these small towns. That's bigger than some of these small towns that we got right outside of here.
Yeah, but it's like when you do see the video, it was a lot. It was it was like a concert of people. Yeah, good
yeah.
night.
You know, you had a big chunk of land. You know, everybody was giving all their money to them, all their resources, you know, signing over they bank to them. Yeah.
It's like, not to cut you off. It says, in total, 909 individuals died in Johnsontown, all but 2 from apparent cyanide poisoning. An event turned revolutionary suicide by Jones and some People's Temple members on an audio tape of the event and in a prior recorded discussion. Actually, you know what, too? Salaki, they found a little traces of cyanide in the almonds, by the way, as well. But it would take a lot in order for it to kill you.
It's kind of building it up slow.
Yeah. Like, for example, men are not supposed to have a lot of soy, because if you have a lot of soy milk, like soy products, estrogen, yep, and it's more better for women than it is for men.
Right.
Yeah, but it's decent inside. I mean, yeah, 909 individuals.
It's a lot of people, man.
That is.
You know, you got a lot of organizations out there who got, you know, who running numbers. They got a lot of people in their congregation, and you know, part of their organization. You need to get
Matthew.
And it's like in verse 9. Then shall they deliver to you. It's like, then shall they deliver you up to be afflicted. And we don't, like, again, we've been down as a people. We've been down this road. They've been throwing us to the wolves since like day one. I don't want to say it doesn't matter to us. Just we don't get affected by that no more over here. Like, we know this is gonna happen. We've been through it before. We know what's gonna be coming up next, and we ain't scared of it.
Right.
It's gonna happen. What the hell else can we do about it? It's going to happen.
Right.
So running off to the wilderness is not. It's not going to change anything.
Right.
So like what? Like when you get past that how would I say? You're almost desensitizing yourself to it. When you get past the fear and you just acknowledge, all right, the cause and effect. This is going to go down. You lose that angst. You lose the anxiety bottle. And especially if you're fortified with, I don't want to sound too Christian, but you got your spiritual armor on. If you are, and again, I'm just speaking for how I know the U.P.K. If you're with these brothers, you got backup. You got moral support. You got spiritual support. They're not going to steer you wrong. If you're not sure what to do, where to go, there's a brother that you can call, and you get the right answer. You just got to follow the order. Right. And you got to get that cowardice off you, man. Like there's some things that are gonna pop off here that are gonna, some people are gonna take a dump in their pants. Right. They ain't gonna know what to do. They ain't gonna know where to go. Right. You gotta stop playing with this, man. Come back home, man. Fire weekend, July 22nd through the 24th in Chicago, man. You know, it's worth a look. And then I think pretty much every month afterwards, in different regions, there's gonna be another cookout. So if you can't make it to the fire weekend because you out there in New York or something like that, in a couple months the cookout's gonna be in New York too. So get ready for that one also. If you're down south, you can't make the travel up in no sweat. There's gonna be one in Florida, there's gonna be one in Texas, in Vegas. Mm-hmm. Like we gonna cover the spread. Right. We got you. We're gonna be there. You can come check out any one of them all the way through. I think like October, November. It's gonna go up until.
all the way to December.
Even to December.
Right.
All right, so that's got to be down south, I know.
Vegas.
Vegas, all right. Must be nice in Vegas in December, huh?
I mean, it's only 2 hours away from California.
Oh,
So,
yeah, all right, so that's good.
So there's still heat there.
All right, yeah, that's good.
Yeah.
I was gonna say we ain't doing that up here.
Hell no.
I thought it was gonna be in December, man.
You know, but by October in Minnesota, it's cold.
Right.
But by October, it's cold, and that's when we clip camp.
All right,
Because it's too cold. So yeah.
But we're still gonna have class.
Oh yeah.
We're always gonna have class. You know, the stain don't stop just because of the weather. To keep people safe, we're bringing the street teaching, back into the classroom. But I mean, y'all guys don't want to be out there on the streets in October anyway.
Right.
Yeah. Verse 10. And then shall many be offended. Or let me finish verse 9. They shall deliver you up to be afflicted and shall kill you. Like we've already had traitors. We've already been I don't know, snitched on them. We didn't do nothing wrong, but you already got people that turned on us. You're gonna have civilians turn their back on us and try to throw us to the wolves too. Again, it's not gonna move us. If anything, it's gonna piss somebody off in the school. Like, hey, don't do that. They shall kill you, and ye shall be hated of all nations for my name's sake. Take aside. Yahweh Bashim Yahweh. That's the team we playing for. That's the side of the fence that we are on. That's who we represent. That's our king. And yeah, we're gonna get hated for it. They hated him first. Look at the way they treated him. And that was by his own people. Because some purple road homosexuals got their feelings hurt. And they was about to lose their position of power. So they turned on that man. They turned on the disciples. They're gonna turn on us too. It's okay. That's all right. We already been alone. We already been abandoned. Those so-called leaders, the modern day Sadducees and Pharisees, that run those mega churches and televangelists, and that are in the Senate, that are in the politics, that are on the police force, in the military. They already turned their backs on us. They already left us for dead. if there's not one, I mean, we've never accepted the excuse that there's not one close enough. I mean, you'd have to damn if you're living on the moon to get away with that. There's always somewhere you can go.
Right.
You can also build the school in your city if we don't already have an established school in your city.
That's right.
That's enduring until the end, because you might be in the process of building that school, of finding those brothers, of being a shepherd to the flock, feeding that flock, and then it could pop off. But you endured until the end.
That's right.
You put in that work because you love your people enough to sacrifice your time, your energy, your own well-being for them, because nobody else was done. Because they already left us and abandoned us.
Right.
You got brothers over here that ain't gonna quit. We are the I.S.U.P.K, the Israelite School Universal Practical Knowledge, established in 1969, 1 West 125th Street. We are led by Commander General YAHANNA. YAHANNA outside, Barak and Thumb to all my brothers. Yahweh Shamar, Thumb by Shini outside to all our sisters. So, UK security announcements. The I.S.U.P.K out of 1 West on the 25th Street, all in New York. For new brothers and sisters. When a new brother or sister comes into the school, they are off limits for 6 months. They're to be saluted only. They're here to shed themselves of the world. If they need transportation, the teacher will arrange it. After 6 months, if a brother or sister has an interest in a particular person, he or she must get permission from the head to speak to a brother or sister. There's another 6 months in which the brother and sister will court each other. After this 6-month period, the brother and sister will get permission from the head to marry. Tithes, which is a commandment. Numbers 18 verse 21 and Malachi chapter 3 verses 8 through 10 means tenth in the Hebrew. 10% of every penny of any increase the Most High gives you. Give to the Treasury Department or teacher. Priest fund. It's a free will offering for the priest, not mandatory, whatsoever amount you would like. You can go to I.S.U.P.K.com, scroll down to the donate now button. You can pay your tithe and make donations after that. I believe pretty much every city has a cash app. You can $ UPK make any donations that you would like to offer that. I.S.U.P.K has a Zelle app too. If you use that, if you use that system. First name is I.S.U.P.K. Last name the first name is Israelite School. Last name UPK. The email is isupk@tides.com. Also, again, with the Midwest Fire Weekend coming up, brothers, pay you $200, $300. Like, pay that $300. Get it in as early as you can so that they have more time for the preparations. Get in contact with your school, see about the travel arrangements, and let's get this going. Let's get this set up. You don't want to miss that, man. Upcoming holy convocations. What we got coming up before?
We have the Feast of First Fruits, which is June 21st. All right. So now it's June 1st. So we got less than pretty much 20 days. You see what I'm saying? For feast, the Feast of First Fruits. All right. Now the Feast of First Fruits started after or the last day after the Feast of Unleavened Bread. Celebrate the 50th day. All right. That's from April to June. It'll be 50, which will be June 21st. All right. We'll get more information about that later.
And again, you can always hit up your local school, ISUPK.com, the contacts page, find a school near you, get in touch with them, and they'll let you know how it's all going to get set up and how that's going to run.
Right.
For the brothers, any brother wants to be a trooper in the school, start wearing all black. That means your boots, your shirt, your pant, your headband, and or scarf. With that, upon your akadam, choose rise, turn face to east. You can say the Lord's Prayer in Hebrew. You can find this in the book of Matthew, chapter 6, verses 8 to 13. Abinawa,
Abinawa,
Shabbat Shemayim,
Shabbat Shemayim,
Wadash,
Wadash,
Hayah,
Hayah,
Shamkash,
Kak,
Yahweh,
Yahweh,
Malakwaka,
Malakwaka,
Taba'ah,
Taba'ah,
Atazaka,
Zaka,
Hayah,
Hayah,
I.S.U.P.K,
I.S.U.P.K,
Ba'aratazak,
Baratazak,
Kawa,
Kawa,
Hayah,
Hayah,
Bashamayim,
Bashamayim,
Latamlanau,
Dalana,
Lakam,
Tom,
Ko,
Ko,
Yawam,
Yawam,
Wasalaknau,
Wasalakina,
Kabawatnau,
Kawatina,
Kasalaknau,
Wasalakina,
Kabawatnau,
Kawatina,
Wala'ah,
Wala'ah,
Kabiyanau,
Bayana,
Bangsaiwan,
Manasaiwan,
Abal,
Paul,
Hawashanau,
Ayashana,
Mayan,
Mayan,
Rai,
Rai,
Kaya,
Kaya,
Laka,
Laka,
Amalakwa,
Malakwa,
Wahala,
Wa'ala,
Wahatapra,
Mata Parath,
La'awalami,
Ma'alami,
Aman,
Amun. The Lord's Prayer in English, Our Father,
our Father,
which art in heaven,
which art in heaven,
hallowed be thy
hallowed
name,
be thy name,
Yahweh,
Yahweh,
thy kingdom come,
thy kingdom come,
thy will be done
thy will be
in
done
earth
in earth
as it is in heaven.
as it is in heaven.
Give us this day
Give us this day
our daily bread,
our daily bread,
and forgive us of our debts,
and forgive us of our debts,
as we forgive our debtors,
as we forgive our
and
debtors,
lead us not into temptation,
and lead us not into temptation,
but deliver us from evil.
but deliver us from
For
evil.
thine is the kingdom,
For thine is the
and
kingdom,
the power,
and the
and
power,
the glory,
and the glory,
forever.
forever.
So be it.
So be it.
Amen.
Amen. For the blessed Israel in the Hebrew. Yahweh Shem Yahushua,
Yahweh Shem Yahushua,
Barak Lanau,
Barak Lanah,
Wayashalim,
Wayashalim,
Wahab,
Wahab,
Bayat Sakarim,
Wayasapari,
Barak,
Barak,
Rapa'ah,
Rapa'ah,
Magun,
Magun,
Hagun.
Hagun.
At this time, you can say the name of a loved one once. Everyone repeats that name once.
For those that's on Facebook, Twitter, or YouTube, you can type in your loved one's name and we will repeat. Officer Ramak,
Officer Ramak,
Salaki, the house of Ramak,
like the house of Ramak,
the family of Ramak,
family of Ramak,
Rapaya Ali,
Rapayali,
the house of Kodash Sayan,
house of Kodash
I.S.U.P.K, Minnesota,
I.S.U.P.K, Minnesota,
the Rollins family,
Rollins
the
family,
Slaughter family,
Slaughter
the
family,
Willis family,
the Willis family,
the Peterson family,
Peterson family,
Daniel family,
Daniel family,
all of Israel,
all of Israel,
Israelite School UPK,
Israelite School UPK,
I.S.U.P.K, Minnesota,
I.S.U.P.K, Minnesota,
all of Israel,
all of Israel, Israelite School UPK,
Israelite School UPK,
Benjamin,
Benjamin,
Jamie,
Jamie,
Whitney,
Whitney,
Annalie,
Annalie,
the McIntosh family,
Mactash family,
Raphael,
Raphael,
Young Man B,
Young Man B,
Zaryal,
Zaryali,
Kayal,
Kaya,
all of Israel,
all of Israel,
Paul,
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 Des,
Des,
Devin,
Devin, so it's like Devin,
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 Ariana,
Ariana,
Shannon,
Shannon,
Gabby,
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 Kiara,
Kiana,
Taylor,
Caleb,
Macavia,
Maccabi,
all of Israel,
all of Israel,
Israelite School UPK,
Israelite School UPK,
all of Israel,
all of Israel. Ba'ashem Yahushua,
Ba'ashem Yahushua,
Tu'alaman,
Wa'alaman. Bless Israel in English. Lord, in the name of Yahushua,
Lord, in the name of Yahushua,
bless us in Israel,
bless us and Israel,
in the school,
and the school.
bless He'll shield protect,
Bless, heal, shield, protect
loved ones,
our loved ones.
in the name of
In
Yahushua.
the name of Yahushua,
Thank you.
thank you.
So be it.
So be it.
Blessed are you, Yahweh,
Blessed be Yahweh,
King of heaven and earth,
King of heaven and
and
earth,
all things living.
and all things living.
Yahweh,
Yahweh,
in the name of
in
Yahushua.
the name of Yahushua.
Listen to us now,
Listen to us now,
right now.
right now.
To evils and curses,
That he was in curses,
punishment, destruction,
punishment, and
to
destruction
the heathen
to the heathen
that speak against
that
us,
speak against
thy
us,
prophets,
the
the
prophets,
teachers,
the
the
teachers,
princes,
the princes,
the priests,
the
the
priests,
Israelite brothers,
Israelite
in the
brothers,
school,
and the school.
to evils and curses,
And he was in curses,
punishment, destruction,
punishment, and destruction
to the heathen,
to the heathen.
and shake loose,
And shake
the
loose
treasure of the rich of Israel,
the treasure of the rich of
that
Israel
refuse to give to the school,
that refuse to give to the
to
school,
force their riches,
force their riches,
to enter thy
to
sanctuary,
enter into thy
to
sanctuary.
evils and curses,
And he was in curses,
punishment, destruction,
punishment, and
to
destruction
the Edomites,
to the
and the
Edomites
nations
and the
and
nation,
their drug dealers,
and their drug
the
dealers,
court system,
the court
the
system,
prison
the
system,
prison system,
Planned Parenthood,
Planned Parenthood,
all the governments of our enemies,
all the governments of our enemies,
Amalek synagogues and armies,
Amalek synagogues and armies,
Roman Catholic Church,
Roman Catholic Church,
the Pope,
Islam,
Christianity,
Christianity,
Egyptology,
Egyptology,
militia,
militia,
Ku Klux Klan,
Ku Klux Klan,
Aryan Nation,
skinheads,
the gay movement, the lesbian movement, spies, workers of witchcraft, United Space Program,
National Space Program,
Army, Navy, Air Force, Marines, Wall Street, open up the internet,
open up the
and
internet,
the airways,
and the airways,
cable access channel,
and
the radio channel,
and the radio channel.
Convict the spirit of any thy people
Convict the spirit of any of thy people
that seek to stop
that
us,
seek to stop
bring
us,
swift destruction
and bring swift
to
destruction
all the heathens
to all the
that
heathen
stand in the way,
that stand in the
that
way,
try to stop
to
us,
try to stop us,
broadcast your word,
broadcasting your word
throughout the planet Earth.
throughout the planet Earth.
Let loose all the
Let
plagues,
loose all the plagues,
cause them to go to and fro,
cause them to go to and fro
through the earth and consume
through the
them.
earth and consume
Let
them.
the plague shake the house of the thief
Let the plague shake the house of the
and
thief
the murder.
and murder.
Let Yahweh Shai,
Like Yahweh shot.
Michael and Gabriel,
Michael,
as we speak thy
we
word,
speak thy word.
cause we known by all.
Cause it to be known by all.
That it is the angels that have done
That
it.
is the angels that have done it.
Cause it to be spread through the media,
Cause it to be spread through the media
throughout the whole world.
throughout the whole world.
Cause it to shake out thy
Cause
coming.
them to shake it that
Name
come.
Yahweh Shai.
And then Yahweh shot.
Thank you always.
Thank you always.
So be it.
So be it.
Sorry. Sorry means to turn face forward.
Men of Israel, I.S.U.P.K, Imagine, Barak, Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai Barakathon. That's on top. Now we say sorry.
Yeah.
So sorry. We're gonna do a courtesy salute for the sisters. So you can turn, face the sister. Courtesy salute for the sisters. Men of Israel, I.S.U.P.K, Imagine, Barak, Yahweh Shema Shai. Yes, on top. Class dismissed.